Welcome to This Explainer. Look, if you're a senior business leader, an executive, or you're literally the person shaping the future of your organization, you are absolutely in the right place. Think of this as a highly focused strategic briefing. We're going to navigate the modern 2026 AI landscape together. We'll distill all these massive shifts happening right now into a clear visual roadmap, so you can align your human capital and your tech investments for maximum impact. Ready?
Okay, let's dive into this. And honestly, let's just immediately toss this question right out the window. Will AI take our jobs? That is a completely dead, outdated mindset. It's this legacy fear left over from the early 2020s, and frankly, no competitive leadership team should be wasting a single second on it anymore. Seriously, if your organization is still framing the technology around this binary fear of replacement, well, you're already falling behind.
Instead, we need to focus on the 2026 paradigm, which is entirely about synergy. The question now is, how do we work alongside AI? The fundamental shift here is that AI has essentially graduated. It's no longer just some passive software tool sitting quietly on your desktop. It's an active colleague. It processes, it suggests, it iterates, and your overarching strategy absolutely must reflect this new baseline reality.
So here's our bottom line up front roadmap for today's briefing so you know exactly what actionable intelligence is coming. 1. The state of AI in 2026. 2. The automation wave. 3. The human advantage. 4. New AI-augmented roles. And 5. Adapting your workforce strategy. Let's get to it. Moving right into Section 1, the state of AI in 2026. Let's set the stage.
This quote, straight from our source material, perfectly captures the environment we're operating in today. From creative roles to high-level analysis, AI is no longer just a tool, it's a colleague. Just think about the implications of that for a second. We aren't just talking about automating factory floors or basic assembly lines anymore. We are talking about deep analytical work, complex market research, and even high-level creative ideation. If your top performers aren't treating their AI access like a highly capable junior partner, they are drastically underutilizing their resources.
Which brings us to the main complication of our briefing in Section 2, the automation wave.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is just how mundane these tasks seem, right? Data entry, basic coding, administrative scheduling. Yet think about how much budget they've historically consumed. These predictable routine tasks are being eaten up by AI at record speeds. We're looking at the total commoditization of repetitive cognitive labor. Listen, if you have large teams dedicated solely to these kinds of predictable tasks, you're essentially funding a massive inefficiency.
See, the old way of structuring a workflow was building predictable, repetitive steps, and then, well, hiring humans to execute them. But in our new reality, workflows built on those predictable steps are actual strategic liabilities, simply because AI execution is exponentially faster and cheaper. As a leader, if you're paying human beings to operate like robots, you're bleeding capital. You've got to pivot your human capital away from that predictable execution and steer it straight toward high-value strategy.
And that leads us perfectly into Section 3, the human advantage. And this brilliantly illustrates the exact strategic divide we have to navigate right now. Over on the left, you've got your AI capabilities, writing code, executing routines faster and cheaper. It's pure, raw execution. But on the right, that's the human advantage. AI cannot read the tension in a boardroom. It just can't. It can't navigate complex, unpredictable human egos or build deep, empathetic relationships with a key client who's, say, nervous about an upcoming merger. Emotional intelligence, complex interpersonal problem solving, that is your premium product now. That is exactly what you pay human beings to do. So, how does this translate into modern career paths? Let's look at Section 4, new AI-augmented roles.
The core concept here is absolutely critical. AI-augmented jobs. These are roles that intentionally integrate AI to enhance human output, rather than just being traditional, siloed tech jobs. The future of work, it's not about humans competing with technology, it's about seamless integration. It's about taking your highly emotionally intelligent strategists and equipping them with the raw, massive computational power of an AI colleague. It's a real game changer.
Let's move to and see how this builds out in the real world across a few different sectors. Look at number 1, accountants. They're no longer just tallying numbers, they're leveraging AI for real-time, continuous audits, which allows the human accountant to step up and act as a strategic financial advisor. Number 2, marketers. They aren't just guessing at demographics anymore, they're using AI to capture predictive trends so they can spend their human energy actually crafting the emotional resonance of the campaign. And number 3, Teachers. They're stepping away from those one-size-fits-all lectures to use AI for personalized learning paths, freeing up the human teacher to actually mentor and guide their students. The machine does the heavy lifting, right? And the human applies the judgment.
Finally, we arrive at our direct mandate for management in Section 5, adapting your workforce strategy.
So the crucial point is this. The ultimate goal for your workforce is to become the people who manage AI. Successful leaders are going to restructure their teams to direct algorithms, prompt systems, and oversee AI outputs, rather than furiously racing against the machine trying to do the baseline work. Think about it. You are no longer managing a team of just humans. You are managing a hybrid team.
And I absolutely love this quote because it is literally the ultimate management mandate for 2026. Adaptability is the most valuable skill you can have today. When you're hiring, when you're promoting, or when you're building out your executive suite, you can no longer just look for mastery of some static skill set. You have to look for cognitive flexibility. You have to ask, can this person adapt to a workflow that might radically change every 6 months as AI systems update?
To wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct, pretty provocative challenge drawn straight from our source material. Take a really hard look at your own organizational preparedness right now. Ask yourself, are you proactively using AI to upgrade your workflow today? Or are you just passively waiting for the shift to happen to you? Because let me tell you, in 2026, waiting is not a strategy, it's a surrender. The tools are here, your AI colleagues are ready, so it's time to get to work.